Hi folks, it's Alexa, otherwise known as the Barefoot Witch. How are you all doing? First of all, thank you to everybody who's liked and subscribed. It's amazing. The Barefoot Witch is now at 34,000 followers on Instagram, and that is slightly overwhelming, just a tad. Wow, yeah. I've done something today. I tried Smoky Eye, as you can see, and it does not work. I'm 30 years old and I can't do makeup, God. Anyone got any tips? Okay, so what I want to talk to you guys today about is coronavirus and self-isolating. Not really a witchy subject, but I think it's quite an important one. Okay, so the coronavirus is kicking everybody's butts. It's a pandemic, so it is worldwide. I live in the UK, I live in the Highlands of Scotland, and we only have 5 cases of it confirmed in the Highlands of Scotland as of that so far. That's five confirmed cases. There's going to be loads of people walking around who don't have any symptoms, who think, oh, it's just a bit of a cold, it's just a bit of a cough. You know, there's going to be so many more people that have it that don't realise. So the UK government has said, and the NHS has said, that to minimise the spread of coronavirus, everybody in the UK with an underlying health condition, so things like asthma, diabetes, emphysema, anything, if you need a flu jab, then you are to self-isolate for 12 weeks by the end of this week. It is Friday today, so by the weekend. So today is kind of your last day to be out and about. So I myself have type 1 diabetes. I have Cushing's disease, which is too much, it's a hormonal imbalance. It's too much cortisol in your body, and that's caused by a tumour on your pituitary gland in your brain. So I have that, and I also have fibromyalgia, which is chronic widespread pain. So I have 3 underlying health conditions, and I'm going to be self-isolating for 12 weeks. Yay! I don't want to. I'm a sociable person, but if I get coronavirus, it will be bad. And it's not, I don't think it's the coronavirus that's gonna screw me up. It's the complications from the diabetes and the other health conditions. So this is what the government is saying. Basically, anybody with an underlying health condition is, to protect themselves, is to self-isolate for 12 weeks. If you don't fall into that category and you're not high risk, they have recommended self-isolating, which is, not self-isolating, social distancing. God, new jargon, new words. So they've recommended social distancing, which is you don't go to parties, pubs, clubs, sporting events. All these big things are being cancelled. Loads of the schools are off. The universities have closed. They're suggesting working from home if you can. And I know I used to be a support worker. So many of my friends are support workers, and they can't work from home. They're a vital service. They're a lifeline. I have friends who are nurses, and so they're amazing people, and they're going to be going to work regardless because they have to. They are vital. But basically, if you can work from home, or if you're not considered vital, they're saying stay home. Limit your contact with other people. If you have to go out, make sure it's for things like picking up your prescriptions or food shopping. It's for essential things, Really, we're not on lockdown yet, but we basically stay in your house. That's what they're saying. I've said I don't really want to. I like having that freedom, but I also like not having pneumonia. So we're gonna self-isolate. So For me, self-isolation's quite an easy one because I live alone. But if you don't live alone, their tips for self-isolating are to distance yourself from the other people in your household, sleep alone if you can, you know, try not to use the same, if you use the kitchen, to try and use it at a different time from everyone else. Stay, I think, 3 meters away from other people in your house. It's a lot easier said than done. I mean, this is pretty scary. So, if you, like me, are self-isolating and you're self-isolating for 12 weeks, which is 3 months, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I have a list of things that you can do. It could be worse. I know people who are basically stuck, who you know, come from Portugal or Norway and are here for work and can't go home because of the travel restrictions. For a lot of us, we are stuck at home in our house. We have Wi-Fi, we have Netflix. It could be worse. It could always be worse. That is my motto in life. It could always be worse. So what we're going to do, I've got some tips. First of all, my first tip would be practice self-care. And this sounds like a buzzword and like, you know, white chick self-care, but look after yourself, because this is a cold that turns into pneumonia. So eat good food, stay warm, exercise, get enough rest. You know, don't act as if you've already got it, but if you know that there are steps you can take to minimize your risk, to sort of preempt getting it, like oranges. I hate oranges, but I'm eating an orange a day because it is a big burst of vitamin C, and I'm cooking good meals from scratch. I'm eating soup and I'm freezing it in portions so that I'm not relying on tinned or processed food. You know, try and get as many vitamins and minerals and nutrients, get as much of that as you can, because that will help, that will strengthen your immune system. My second tip would be not to panic and freak out. Try not to panic and freak out. This is scary. Everyone is slightly stressed, but stress is a killer. Stress is a big strain on your immune system. And I know people who have, you know, worked very high stress jobs, and then they've gone on holiday and they've stopped the stressful job for 2 weeks and they've gotten the flu, because your body is running on that cortisol, it's running on those stress hormones, and then when they stop, that's when you get ill. So try not to stress out, you know. Yeah. Now, other things that you can do to alleviate the boredom. Let's talk about boredom. I'm planning on reading. I have a to read pile that it's huge, so I'm going to catch up on some reading. I'm going to update my grimoire, because I haven't done that in about 6 months. God, I'm such a bad witch. You know, I'm going to paint my hallway, which is, it sounds so mundane, but I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and it's like, I'm going to do these things that I've not been wanting to do, that I've been putting off. I'm also planning on learning, you know, more about the tarot cards, because as much as I love using them and they're accurate, I don't know the meanings as well as I would like, so I'm going to do that. You could learn a new language or a new skill. You know, you could meditate. I'm going to attempt to get my head around meditating. I've never ever been able to master meditation. My brain just goes a million miles a minute. So let's get meditation down. What else do I want to do? I'm supposed to be writing a book on traditional witchcraft, or on my version of traditional witchcraft. I've written the first couple of pages, so I have 12 weeks where I can't leave the house. I'm going to smash that book. I'm going to get it. I'm not going to write it in 12 weeks. That's not realistic, but I am going to get the bones of it laid down. What else? going to be updating my YouTube, you know, and my Instagram. I've got loads of stuff to do to keep me from being bored. And I wouldn't suggest sitting on the sofa and watching the TV for however long this takes, because this could take a while. I would suggest making a list of things you want to achieve and trying to achieve those goals, because it's going to help with your mental health. It's going to help alleviate the boredom. It's going to sitting on the couch and watching TV is passive, and it's not going to be great for your mental health. If you've got kids, play with your kids, spend time bonding with your children. I mean, we all moan that we don't spend enough time with them. They're off school, you're off work, you know? And that's another thing about kids. They're going to pick up on your vibes. They're going to pick up on, if you're scared and stressed out and panicking, they're going to pick up on that and they're going to freak out. So, you know, just don't. If you are social isolating and you are still able to go out, practice good hygiene, wash your hands. Don't be a dick. If you're out in the supermarket, don't buy more than you need. Don't panic buy. Be courteous of others. You know, there are other people out there who might not. If you're stocking up on 30 cans of soup, there's people who aren't getting any. You know, just be mindful and kind and consider the elderly and the vulnerable in this right now, you know. One thing I have done is I wiped down all of the door handles and the light switches and the banister rails in my house until I got to the bathroom. Because if you think about it, you come home and you want to wash your hands, you touch a lot of things before you get to the bathroom or the kitchen to wash your hands. So I did that, and I also made up like a little spray bottle. It's a 100ml bottle, and I put 1 cap of Dettol in it and then topped it up with cold water, and that you can just use as a hand spray. It's not quite hand sanitizer, but it will help. And I thought, well, when you first come into my house, you can spray it on your hands and just rub your hands. That way you're not getting it's not a substitute for washing your hands, but you're maybe just getting the worst of it off. Just put measures in place to keep yourself and your family healthy, but also, just don't take from others. Don't stockpile toilet paper, guys. No one needs 40 rolls of toilet paper. No one. Seriously. I mean, toilet paper. So I want to say, that I hope everybody stays safe, stays healthy, look after yourselves, look after each other, wash your hands, and stay magical. If you like my videos, please give this a thumbs up, please subscribe. We're going to be doing a lot more witchy videos in the next few weeks because we've got a lot to talk about and we've got a lot of time at home. So I will see you in the next one, guys. Thanks a lot. Stay magic.